You're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, Ryan, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is TND and DDJ this week on the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, episode 148. We are back better than ever. It is the season of Thanksgiving, and we decided to be thankful and bring one of our favorite friends, our favorite nerds on, in Nick. And bring him on this way. I mean, I'm just kidding, Dennis. Of course, it's you. Dennis, I think Dennis was on the first episode in which we called ourselves the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Of course, Dennis, you always held a special place in our heart. So we're very happy to have
you. Dennis is the only reason I'm awake right now and recording.
It's very true.
I'm feeling the love.
Well, we would have recorded like Wednesday, but I've been sick for the last several days, so I'm sorry if I sound a little congested. But yeah, folks, if you're first, I also have to address the elephant in the room. I don't know where the hell y'all came from, but we've like gained over 100 subscribers the last week. So like we have over 400 subscribers now.
It's like 415 or 14 right now, and I guarantee you by the time that you're watching this live, it's gonna be like way more because I wake up and like the next day and look and I'm like 17 people have subscribed to our show while I was sleeping. Like who are you? Thank you. Comment, watch, please. Watch.
Yes, watch. Because here's the thing. We can get all the subscribers we want, but people need to watch the show because in order for us to monetize this, we need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch content.
Here's what I subscribe to everybody that's watching this. When you go to bed at night, just pop on the old Wrestling Nerd Broadcast and, just like turn the volume down low and then just go on off to sleep and just let that thing just loop. Let that thing loop all night long.
We do ASMR kind of things.
Let the sweet musings of Nick down there lull you into sleep like a nice soft lullaby.
Do we need to make a Christmas carol? Like
go for like episodes.
Remember? I made one.
Yeah, we made one. We made the 12 Nerds of Christmas.
Oh, we should put it back up. You can listen to that for your festive time.
It's on there. If you go to like episodes like 75 to 90, you have like me and puppets just going at it. So if you want to like fall asleep to just chaos, fall asleep to that, you're good. But no, seriously, to anybody that is new here, we thank you for joining us. We hope you stay along for the ride. Dennis has been here since like day one. Tom, you have your hand raised. Or were you just trying to emote something there?
Both. The new folks, hello, Tom, I'm hi.
Tom says hi.
And I look forward to introducing you to my puppet friends.
Yes.
In the near future, because something special is coming soon. Is it another? Am I teasing another announcement? Yeah,
hey, Tom. I gotta ask, how are my buddies Harold and Gerald doing?
I don't even know where they are.
Have they been redacted still from your show intro?
Listen.
No, they're back. They've been back for a while.
I have been drowning in schoolwork. I asked for my first extension ever on a paper, ever. Ooh. And the professor's like, it's a trauma-informed class. And the assignment was reading a book, a memoir of this woman's trauma story. And I was having a hard time getting through it because it's trauma. And I asked the professor for an extension, and her response in the email was, yes, I can certainly give you a week's extension, but I'll deduct a full letter grade. And my response was, that's not I didn't say this to her. She's really nice. I go, that's not an extension. So what did I do? I read the last 190 pages of the book straight through and wrote a paper.
Really good. This could have been something that like the chat AI thing. What is it?
Chat GPT?
Yeah.
Dude, we do that in my company all the time. We like write reports and whatnot and just like, this is the latest thing.
Clip notes anymore? Remember, is that like not a thing? And they don't have
this book came out 2 years ago.
You know what? Nick sent this to me to touch before like difficult, trying times. And I think that I need to send this to Tom. Like the Brotherhood of the Traveling Buff Bagwell trading card.
I don't want that.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
A picture of Buff Bagwell to touch before battle.
Yeah, I desperately don't want that.
Buff.
Go back
if you're
to
new and you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the episode with Buff Bagwell and watch it through.
Yeah,
guys.
episode 118.
I got Buff Bagwell on the show by tweeting him from my Puppets Twitter account. So
he got almost into a fist fight with Butterbean while Tom was on the phone with him. This is all true.
pitching our show to him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude. I was when I reached out to him, his manager at the time gave me his cell phone number and said, call Buff. I said, okay, I work until 5 Eastern time. I'll call him right at 5. So I called him and he's eating dinner or something and he's talking to me on the phone and then fucking Butterbean comes in and just starts arguing with him because Buff called Butterbean a fat ass because Butterbean called Buff metrosexual. And then like they're just arguing and it's getting heated and like Buff's like, I just don't like that you call me that shit, man. And Butterbean's like, yeah, well, it hurt me that like you called me a fat ass. Like that's not cool. And then like they're talking and Buff's just like, listen, like we could just like move on from it. We're adults. Like let's just I'm sorry. And I hope you're sorry. And like it got heated. And then like I'm just on the phone in my office at work. On the phone, like silent. Listening for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Silent. And then Buff, so their time I go, yeah, he goes, well, that gives you the scoop, doesn't it?
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, because I have
wild.
And then he did our podcast
from
the
world.
DDP's house. Wasn't he in DDP's house?
He may have been.
I'm pretty sure he said he was living in DDP's house when he did.
Buff Bagwell, who's very generous with his time. He was like 2
awesome.
hours.
He was awesome.
We got every penny of that.
It's definitely worth a watch if nobody's ever went to watch it.
It's worth a watch, but it's not worth. I don't think we got our bang for our buck with him.
I sure did. Because I'm just sitting there like,
we're talking about it still a year later.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, maybe we. Okay, yeah, maybe we did.
But anyway, so what's going on, guys?
So you want to talk about bang for your buck? Let's talk about. Well, I mean, okay, so Full Gear's happening when this airs this Saturday, and then the following week is Survivor Series. Now it's fun to go to a pay-per-view in person. It's a lot of fun. I've been to Survivor Series in person. It was when Zack Ryder was going through his whole thing and people were chanting "We want Ryder" in MSG for like the whole thing. And the Rock cut his, 2011. The Rock cut the promo after he tagged with John Cena against R-Truth and The Miz in the main event. And somebody yelled at The Rock, "Don't cry. There must be some good weed here in New York City." But yes, as fun as Survivor Series is to see in person, I highly recommend you should watch it in an alternative form. Like me and Nick watched Revolution at a movie theater. You know what you should do if you are in the insert title city here, Dennis? Tell them what you're doing at Survivor Series. There you go.
Talk about it. Man, that segue was flawless.
Flawless, baby. I've been up all day.
It shows. But no, babe, thank you so much first off for letting me come on here and talking about this, because this is a really big, probably the biggest thing that we've done for Shooting Shit. Here's with of course I'm rocking the official Shooting Shit shirt, which you can get on ProWrestlingTees.com. And if you want to wait till the Black Friday sale starts, I believe on the 17th, because it's going to be 20% off.
No. Buy it now. Give them their full money. Don't take a sale, folks.
You know
buy
what?
the full.
See. We want people to buy our shirts. So if we have to take a little bit less of a cut, I'm willing to do that.
That's true.
But anyways, though, this is the biggest episode of our show that we've done since our first live episode where all four of us were together back in May
in the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, the Pizza Hut Airbnb. No, that place was shout out to the people that rented us, that let us use their basement stuff. It was nice and stuff. But no, on Survivor Series night, I believe it's November 25th. And stuff. If you're not going to the show and you're in the Chicago area, why don't you take a drive down I-57 and come join myself, Silver Wolf, and the hot one, Giovanni Too Hottie. We're going to be at Copeland's Bar and Grill in Manteno, Illinois. It's a place where Silver Wolf does some bouncing there. So he's got us in with the owner, Josh, who's going to be coming on our show next week to talk about it and talk about Survivor Series with us and stuff. But yeah, we're going to be doing a live reaction show. We're going to be reacting to Survivor Series as it goes on. Joey K is going to be joining us remotely from his home in Philadelphia. But it'll be our first time broadcasting live in front of a bunch of people. And,
That's
you know,
so cool.
Yeah, we're actually really excited about it. And I mean, shout out to Silverwolf, because he was the one that really got the ball rolling with this and really came through and did the legwork for getting this for us. And I mean, if this goes well, this is going to be the beginning of a partnership where we're going to be doing probably be doing the Rumble, Mania, eventually, you know, maybe not every single pay-per-view, because having to drive by where Sean lives once a month is, you know, especially with gas prices being the way they are, isn't probably going to be feasible. But if we do like the big 4 WWE pay-per-views, maybe start doing some AEW stuff down the line too and that. But yeah, we're gonna I hear the food's good. You obviously, you know, it's a bar, so there's going to be plenty of drinking and stuff. Of course, Jovan and I will be getting a hotel room because we're responsible adults.
Responsible adults.
Yeah,
I'd say responsible. I'd say adults in court.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're responsible adults. There you go. But no, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, it's very rare that, you know, any combination of us outside of myself and Sean get together and stuff. So, you know, Jovan now being coming from Detroit instead of Texas, it's not as bad of a drive for him and stuff. So, but yeah, again, Copeland's Bar and Grill in Manteno, Illinois. On Survivor Series, come join us. We're gonna be talking reacting to the show and just having some fun, man. So yeah.
Would you say that you guys will be shooting shit?
Yes, Tom. I think we could say we'd be shooting shit.
So if you go on the YouTube thing, you type in "Shooting Shit Podcast," you'll find DDJ's show, Shooting Shit. Watch it, subscribe to it. DDJ's our friend. If you don't, I mean, that's cool. That's your choice. But, like, just do it, jerks.
There's also people that shoot turds in the woods. That's a different type of shooting shit. Don't support them. But
No.
DDJ shooting shit, that one we support. It's not a real shit show.
Guys.
No, so is it going to air live, or is it you're like recording?
We're going to be broadcasting it live.
Okay.
Probably not sure exactly how. It's like if we're just doing on our Facebook page or also our YouTube channel. We're not quite sure yet. But once we have the details, we'll be sure to let everyone know. But it will be live broadcast live. When we did our back in January, when we did our live Royal Rumble reaction show when we were all over at when I was at Silverwolf's house, we just broadcast that live on the Facebook page, and I think just uploaded it to our YouTube. So I'm not sure if we're going to get it or if we're going to be broadcasting live to the YouTube page, but most likely it'll at least be on our Facebook page.
Awesome.
Okay.
We'll be sure to share that link.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes. And again, thank you guys so much for letting me come on here to talk about this, because this is a big thing. You know, any of your fans that happen to be in the Kankakee, Illinois, Bourbonnais area, you know, or anywhere within maybe a 1 hour radius. And if you're not going to Survivor Series, which it's basically it's sold out completely. You know, come on down and have some fun with us.
So I have a question regarding Survivor Series, and I'd like your opinion on this, Dennis.
Sure.
So with War Games coming up, now here's
War Games!
Yeah, I'm so sorry. War Games. 8 out of 10 for Adam Pearce yelling it.
He's no William Regal, though.
Yeah, no, you can never top that. He's no Harold the Puppet either. When we did I watched our War Games montage from last year, and goddamn, I hate to toot my own horn and brag. I put montages together very well. Like, I watched our War Games montage; it hypes me up. Just saying.
I didn't even know we did it.
Well, the one thing that I'm not looking forward to in the road to War Games. And I hate to say this because it's such a great song, is how many times we're going to hear War Pigs by Black Sabbath leading up to that, because they play
it's not
all
good.
the time. And I mean, I love that song. It is a great song, but it's one of those things when you hear it all the time, it just kind of kills it for you.
I prefer War Machine by AC/DC that they used to do when it was in NXT.
Oh,
That's
his old song.
Sucks.
Wow.
So,
what was
your question, Dave?
But so my thing is this. So the way they've kind of formatted it right now is it's going to be the North American Nightmares, as my fiance likes to call them, Cody, Sammy, Seth, and main event Jey Uso versus Judgment Day. So it's 4-on-4. But if my memory serves me, it should be 5-on-5. So I believe everyone will add another contestant.
Yeah. Well, go
So,
ahead. I'm sorry.
So if it's 5-on-5, do we get CM Punk in Survivor Series?
No, and I do what they need to do and it wouldn't be unheard of because they've done, at least I know NXT has done a few 4-on-4. I don't think they ever did a 5-on-5 War Games match. But if you even go back to the days of WCW, some of their, like during the Fall Brawl, were always 4-on-4, except for '98 when they did that god awful 9-man War Games where anyone could pin anyone, and then the Triple Cage War Games on Nitro. But so it's not unheard of to do 4-on-4. But WWE has done 5-on-5, and it's not going to be Punk. And everything I've been seeing, and again, this is all rumor and innuendo and stuff, but from what I've heard, the two names that they're looking to fill the slots, one's someone that we see every week, and one's someone that we have not seen in, I want to say, at least a year and a half. And obviously we've seen CM Punk a lot more recently. So,
gotcha.
So who are we thinking?
Well, if you go by what the rumors are leading everyone to believe, and I mean, I can't really think of anyone else that would make more sense. It's looking like we're going to have Drew McIntyre finally do the long anticipated and rumored heel turn to go with Judgment Day. And then the rumor is that they're going to announce Randy Orton on the SmackDown before Survivor Series as the fifth man.
Wouldn't hate that.
I would actually, honestly, because I think Randy Orton's one of the most criminally underrated WWE superstars of all time. He's someone that does not get anywhere near the credit and the love that he should be getting.
Yeah,
I would actually love that way more than CM Punk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Randy would be I think Randy would be the great alternate, because like everyone's like wants like to fantasy book CM Punk, but at the same time, like Randy would be such a great comeback.
I'll be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. I love CM Punk. I really do. Every time I've interacted with him, he's been a great interaction. He's always been real good, nice to me, treating me with respect and everything. But it's just where he comes back, you give it 6 months and something's going to go down. And it's just, to me, it's not worth the headache for the WWE, especially with the high that they're on right now.
I don't see them.
They're doing much better than AEW,
to be honest. I think he's got a better chance of being the devil in AEW. I don't even think he's the devil in AEW. I think there's a better chance.
I don't think
that was my next question. I was going to say, like, do you think he could be the devil?
To WWE.
If anything, with CM Punk, to me, if I were putting money down on where I think he's going to wind up, I think he's going to eventually wind up in Impact or TNA, excuse me. That's where I think he's going to wind up. I wouldn't hate that at all, because I think it would be the most biggest. I think that he would provide the biggest boost there than going back to the WWE, especially
New Japan. I mean, I know they work with AEW.
And for that reason alone, I don't see that happening. If they didn't have the partnership, I'd be okay. But yeah, I can't see that happening, because I don't think Tony Khan would be too thrilled with that.
Just to touch on how we were talking about the different alterations of War Games, I still can't. I don't know if I think it's the first one they did in NXT. In 2017, it was the Undisputed Era with Cole, O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish against the Authors of Pain with Roderick Strong against Sanity.
Yep.
So it was 3-on-3-on-3.
And that actually wasn't bad. That actually was a lot better than that dog shit War Games from '98 with the 9 guys.
Oh God. I'll say this last year was fun, and that was 5-on-5.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bloodline with Sammy, and yeah, that was
the WWE produced War Games matches have been really good, and they've gone to show that they can pull these matches off without the excessive blood.
Yeah. It's always just like one of those things like, okay, when's the guy going to bring a table in? When's the guy going to bring My only thing is this that WWE needs to do: stop giving baby faces the advantage. Like, it's a bad guy thing. You're supposed to have the advantage, but
I was about to say, like, I might be like the heel in this situation, but I kind of find War Games matches to be kind of boring, to be honest. It's crazy. Not even boring. Boring's the wrong word. I just think that it's like an hour of just wait. Nobody can win until everybody's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole hour, like all they're gonna do is just beat and just punch, throw. Like I mean,
you know what? But you know what though? Back in the day when these were going on with Jim Crockett Promotions with the NWA and WCW, the stories leading into War Games were so good. Yep. Like one of my all-time favorite matches from the WCW era was the 92 War Games match between Sting Squadron and the Dangerous Alliances, because so many good stories going into there. And that's kind of one of the concerns I have about the War Games matches this year, because it just seems like, especially with having Crown Jewel just this past week, when this is recording, about a week and a half ago and stuff, and it's just like, okay, let's go into War Games. And it's just like, let's just throw, all these people together. Because like now out of nowhere, Damage Control is like just this dominant faction, with the women and stuff. Whereas like 2 weeks ago, they were on the verge of breaking up.
But like, they're not even a dominant faction because Bayley keeps losing.
Yeah,
true.
It's very interesting, and it's also very obvious that Becky's going to be in this match. Like,
I don't even know I didn't even know they were doing a women's War Games match.
Well, they haven't officially announced it yet, but if you watch what happened on SmackDown, is that it's kind of obvious where it's going, because as of now it looks like it was, because according to what I've seen, I didn't watch SmackDown and stuff. I watched most of it, and then I went to go do something else. I went to go watch a movie downstairs and that. But from what I understand, there was a 6-woman match that main event of SmackDown. It was Bayley, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane against Charlotte, Flair, Bianca Belair, and Asuka. Yep. Asuka turned on Charlotte and Bianca and joined with Damage Control.
Yep.
So and then Shotzi came down to try to help out, Charlotte and Bianca. So it looks like you got those three. Yeah. And that would be an interesting addition to put Becky on the team, because she's not exactly besties with Charlotte Flair.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know who you put as who else you'd really. Oh no, yeah. So you'd have Shotzi, but then it just seems like they're gonna stick with 4-on-4. But I could have sworn, I could have sworn they when they announced that War Games was coming on Raw last Monday, that they said War Games, it's interval time, 10 men, 2 ring, 1 cage, something like that. I could have sworn they specifically said 10 men.
They may have,
but
they could do 10 men, but I mean, obviously, Becky Lynch or something, but really,
Nick, you watching football highlights?
No.
Trust me, you don't want to see what happened out in Seattle. Don't do that to yourself. By the way, shout out to DDJ's Bears and my Buccaneers for their wins this week. So
yay!
And Tom's state team of the Michigan Detroit Lions won. So I'm sure Jovan's happy about that.
Tom looks so excited.
Jovan's really happy because the Dallas Cowboys whooped on the Giants tonight. But
as a New Yorker, I do not. We have nothing to do with that football team. They're New Jersey's problem.
Technically, aren't the Jets as well, too?
Tom has a question.
I believe this show is called the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, not the Football Nerd Broadcast. So if we're just going to keep me not involved, I could just go to bed.
Tom, would you like this Buff Bagwell card to touch?
I don't want anything from
Dave. Tom says good night, everyone.
Tom's cranky. Tom cut his shin open today.
Oh,
yeah, it was not pretty.
I fell on the chair decorating for Christmas. And
folks, that's what happens when you decorate too early. Okay, let's get to that.
I needed to feel something. So I fell off a chair and then scraped my entire shin on the concrete, and it's right next to my tattoo.
Very
close to hitting that too.
The Tiger Mask tattoo repelled it.
He's hardcore.
That's right, folks. We bladed on this show.
I just unwrapped it because I have this kind of medical tape, I don't know, and gauze. I originally just wrapped it with duct tape and paper towels, but that hurt like hell. So
listen. I'll say this: I don't know. You are all 3 happily married men. And I don't know if you go through what I go through in this household because I am forced to watch Hallmark Christmas movies.
Oh, thank God my wife does not watch. She's not in that stuff. I get forced to watch.
The amount of wrestling I make Danielle watch, I can watch some Hallmark Christmas movies. And I'll say this: watched one with Andrew Walker, dreamboat of a man, and I'm looking forward to meeting him in December 9th. Can't wait. Christmas time is happening.
But I will say this: as a happily married man of 10+ years, I can only take so many episodes of Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh God, no.
And I'm Sonrisa does not care for like the Christmas stuff. Like Halloween is her time and Christmas is my time.
And Thanksgiving, there's a weird overlap.
She loves Thanksgiving. But she came up to me and she's like, I think you need to decorate for Christmas soon. I said, why? She goes, because you're really depressed. I said, that's true. And then she goes, you should decorate for Christmas. So I did, and I feel better.
Yeah.
That's good.
DDJ, you're a man that I know loves Thanksgiving. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish on the table? What's going to your plate first?
Well, surprisingly, and this may shock you guys, I'm not honestly. When it comes to like traditional Thanksgiving food, I'm not a real huge fan of it and stuff like.
Get off my show.
It's not your show. No.
Don't go to Chicago, anyone.
Oh no, that's just wrong.
Well,
but no, I mean, Chicago, don't get me wrong.
Is it in another city?
I'm not gonna say it again now because you're gonna tell people not to go there.
He's smart.
But no, I mean, when it comes to Thanksgiving, for me, it's more about being with like my family and stuff because I really don't get to see them that much. I mean, I just actually, as we're recording this, I just actually got back home from being down by my brother's because he had his wedding reception yesterday because he got married a couple weeks ago and they had the wedding reception yesterday and stuff.
Oh, fun.
So we just got back in like maybe about 5 hours ago, actually. And it was just from like about a couple hours south of us. So it wasn't like we had to go far. But going back to the question at hand, I like a little bit of turkey, not a whole lot. I'm more on the sides, like the mashed potatoes, the bread, if there's mac and cheese there, that kind of stuff and that. But pie. I'm not a huge pumpkin pie fan, but it was just, I mean, for me, pumpkin, I gotta have a taste for it. Like I'd be like, I just can't eat it just to eat it and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I said that, a little bit of dessert, but to me, it's more about just being, with my family and stuff. So
go watch the football game.
Well, that too.
Do they like just put good football games on Thanksgiving? Like, do we have to watch the Detroit Lions? I mean, granted, the Lions and the Cowboys are actually good this year, so it won't be horrible.
You know who the Cowboys? You know who the Cowboys are playing on Thanksgiving? Do you?
Are they playing the Commanders?
The Washington Commanders.
Oh, jeez.
It pains me every time I have to say the word Commanders. That's what they should understands that. But the Washington Commanders.
I'd like to take a minute to thank the Washington Commanders for sending us Montez Sweat because he's been really good.
He's a beast, man.
He is.
He's a beast.
Yeah. So
Packers, Lions, Commanders, Cowboys, 49ers, Seahawks.
What about the parade? Anybody watch the parade?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do. My son loves watching the parade.
Immediately get away.
Yeah.
Yo, there's this fake ass parade that they do in Detroit that they call like the Nation's Parade. Bullshit.
The Sears Parade. No, you know what always amazed me? When they would show John Hurley in like the crowd of the Macy's Day Parade, and then the man would go do the Westminster Kennel Dog Show, and I'd be like, no way, that thing's taped or whatnot. No, that man like went directly from New York City to Philadelphia, and that's like, as I grew older, I was like, oh, I guess they're not that far apart. I thought they were like
it's like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, but I guess John Hurley's probably getting like a private like helicopter escort.
Oh yeah, he's getting shuttled there. He's not. But
I'm like, who's got? And I used to make fun of it too. I'd be like, oh, parades. Here comes a dog show. Nobody's watching this. But then as I grew older, I'd be like, it's a beautiful looking dog. And I'm like just sitting there drunk. There's no way that dog's winning this category.
That is the blue ribbon dog. Look at those nuts.
I hate the dog show.
My cousin
back in the day, they used to postpone Raw.
Yep, I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you on that.
That was fucking weapons. My cousin's a Cowboys fan. I'm like, no, we're not putting this on yet. They're about to announce Best in Show. Shut up, you dumbass. But yeah, so
we covered a lot of ground here.
I know it's pretty. We've gotten off the rails as usual. Not a lot of wrestling talks. It's been a slow week.
No,
Tom, you have a top 3 Tuesday, didn't you?
I do.
Ooh,
I got a brawler to talk about if we want to do that before the top.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we do have brawler news.
A single brawler. We have a.
I don't even know.
We have a brawler news.
Brawler, a brawler news. Well, we also have a Pentagon bobblehead thing, but that's about all I got. I mean, it's cool looking, but it's the bobble brawler Pentagon Jr.
It looks great. I'm not gonna get it, but it looks really
I don't do
good.
those, but they're cool. I heard that they're like pretty good quality. They're like super limited.
I got to see they had the samples or prototypes or whatever on display at the Pro Wrestling Tees table at StarCast, so I got to see them all up close and stuff. And yeah, the Pentagon one looked pretty sweet.
Are they like little, or are they like the same size as like a normal bobblehead?
They're about the same. Like here, I have this. Okay. I have this. This one, the Chris Jericho Rockin' Wrestling Rager bobblehead I got off of Frank Spahick. It's roughly about the size of those. So like you're about the size of your traditional bobblehead.
Yeah, I got Margaret the Orange Cassidy one last year for Christmas, and it's like a good solid full size. Yeah. It's not mini Sting standing next to a USA Sting there, you know. So it's full size. It's quality too. Like my biggest fear when I get bobbleheads is like I will open it up like, oh my god, please don't be broken. Please don't be broken. Please don't be broken.
Funny. It's funny bobblehead story you mentioned that. Like lately I've been kind of working on, I'm not gonna get the Pentagon bobblehead, but I have been getting some bobbleheads lately. I've been getting some Milwaukee Brewers bobbleheads for my bar and stuff. And I actually bought one, Ryan Braun one off eBay, paid for it and everything. Like a couple days later, I got a notice that I got a refund, you know, for the order. Right. And I went to look why. And the seller sent me a message that when he went to go pack it up, like, you know, check it out and stuff before he packed it up, he noticed it was broken. So I still gave him 5-star feedback for that because that was really cool of him to reach out and say, hey, I'm not going to send this to you. I'm going to refund your money because it's broken and stuff. So,
it's so easy. I sent like a package of bobbleheads to somebody before too, and like only one of them, like the 4 of them that I think were not broken.
I've been pretty lucky with the ones I've gotten that have not been broken, but they've all been packaged greatly. So shout out to the eBay sellers out there. Yeah. They've been getting my bobbleheads from.
You did better than I did, obviously. But the only other brawler thing is I don't even know where this came. I guess it was like on the Pro Wrestling Tees whatnot, like
something like that. I believe.
I don't know the details of it, but it's like a Sean Spears and there's a chase. And some people in the comments were saying that it's a spoiler for upcoming crate. I don't know. I don't know.
It says limited edition on the card. It's not a spoiler for an upcoming crate.
But so it's probably like one they're going to sell, like, you know, oh, hey, we're going to drop this at blah, blah, blah first, however.
But
it's probably going to be one of those like ready to ship, you know, one of 500s.
The chair looks like it's attached. Like I feel like they missed out. If they can do a chair in the hand like that, then they should have put a chair in La Parka's hand. Why does La Parka not have a chair?
Very true. Very true. You know. Disrespect. Yeah, this is what the card for Gangrel looks like. So it doesn't say like limited edition. Yeah. But whereas some of the Indie God one does say limited edition. So
I can't wait to see how much that goes for.
Limited edition.
It's sick. This is such a good brawler.
Yeah.
It's really good.
This is one that, like, if I ever decide to unload you know, some of my brawlers or my collection and stuff, this one's staying with me because not only am I a Matt Cardona guy, I love Indiana Jones.
We'll have to see when we rank them coming up whenever we do our rankings. I don't even know when that is.
This is going to be a top 20 brawler. Calling it now because I get a vote.
Nah.
I think it could be.
But that's all I got. Knowing this, as soon as we're done recording tomorrow, there will be like 15 micro brawler things that happen. Yeah, but that's all I got right now.
Well, so top 3?
Yeah, top 3. What do we got then?
Top 3 picks of not who you think, who you want the devil to be.
Ooh. Who I want it to be.
So not who you think. It could be who you think as well, if that's who someone you'd want. Top 3 people that in this MJF Devil storyline that you want the devil to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be the premier Joseph K.
Oh man.
Live. That's why you haven't seen the devil's face, because he's hiding in Pennsylvania, everyone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man. So top 3 who I wanted to be. Okay, there's really only one person I wanted to be, because I think it would really be the ultimate swerve that everybody thinks they can say they saw coming, but it's not. And I'm just gonna come out and say I still get to this day, and I can't remember which one of you all are with me. I think it might have been Nick or something, but I still think it's Adam Cole, and that's who I want it to be. I honestly I believe, and I don't normally like doing this, but I just feel like, especially with all the stuff that they did at Roderick Strong's house, which shout out to Roderick Strong, because he has been killing it lately with Adam.
No Neck November. What a move by them on social media. Hilarious.
You know, and stuff. But it just seems like to me that all of that going on and stuff, I feel like that this whole injury and everything is some elaborate like setup to screw MJF and that. So that's who I want it to be. But if I have, since we're doing a top 3, I'll just say CM Punk, because I think that would probably be the one that I think the masses want it to be.
Be wild
and stuff. And then the one that I think would be kind of out of nowhere that would really piss people off, especially the CM Punk fans, Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Especially with the last part that we just saw on at the end of Dynamite, when I believe it was Bowens that got thrown through that glass window.
Yeah,
real blast.
Yeah.
So I'll say this: I agree that I think if I was picking right now, betting, I'd say it's Adam Cole, because it didn't look like he tweaked his ankle at Grand Slam. Like I've fucked up my ankle multiple times, and like you do more than that. Now, granted, he's a professional athlete who's like who could do a better job of no selling. But
the fluke stuff like that, and I'm a perfect example.
Yep.
You can do some serious. I mean, I slipped off a van. I slipped on a patch of ice. And both times last time I did each of those, I had knee surgery. So yeah. So
but I'll be honest right now, I think in AEW they have a list of who it could be, but they do not have a decision on who it actually is, because I think what they are going to, now this is also me selfishly hoping, because I am going to World's End on December 30th. I think all those non-compete contracts expire around like the 23rd of December. Maybe
something like that. Yeah.
So I think you could reveal it at World's End, and so they don't know, can they get this person in. So I'm going to go Dolph Ziggler as my hope.
I wouldn't mind that.
I think Ziggler, or I'm sorry, Nick Nemeth.
I thought you were
one of the guys under there could be Ryan Nemeth as well. Because I would assume if Dolph's coming in, he's like, no, my brother's coming with me. We're pushing him on fucking TV.
Which I think he's due for a push.
Yep.
No, I hate him.
Ryan Nemeth was the star, one of the stars of the Jericho Cruise. Fantastic. He was so good.
Ryan Nemeth.
We're doing a top 3. We're talking too much.
When I did the Family Feud thing with the AEW wrestlers, which you can actually, it is on YouTube, so you can check it out. I think I shared it to the Shooting Shit Facebook page when I did Family Feud against the AEW stars. Ryan Nemeth was great on that.
Yep. So I'm gonna go with Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler. I'm also gonna go with CM Punk, just because I think it would just throw so much chaos and calamity in there. And then as a third wild card, let's go Kyle O'Reilly, because this way Adam Cole is not it, and he can just be like, "Oh, like you hurt me," and it was Roderick Strong was like, "Told you, Adam, all your friends hurt you." So that's my 3.
I like that Kyle O'Reilly one.
Yeah,
me too.
Nick,
Tom, you want to go next, or you want to go next?
No, I'll go last, because I know I'm right.
All right. Well. Okay, so hear me out on this.
Oh fuck! God damn it! Who gave a live mic?
Shane McMahon.
Cut his mic. Hold on, I'm gonna mute him, everyone.
If it's Shane McMahon,
I'm muted him. We're safe.
If it's Shane McMahon, mute him permanently.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Use your words wisely here, Nick.
Okay. So, well, I'm gonna. I got a great idea. Tony Khan. What about Tony Khan is the devil? And he's like evil Tony Khan.
We don't need another Vince McMahon. No.
I
We
thought
need another
about
Vince
that.
Russo.
No, we don't. Wait, we need that even less.
So that would be my number one, Tony Khan. My number two would be the biggest heel in all of Earth and space, Spaceman George. He rips it off. He's got the mask underneath of it. Just we haven't seen George. And then
What I think of
finally,
you, George.
what I really think is going to happen. So we're in the ring. The mask comes off. It starts just raining money down from the ceiling. I mean, it's just everything and stuff. It's like no leapfrog November. We're talking about Shane McMahon. He got his son
Mute
out
him.
there.
He's done.
Go Hoisers. They got the belts over. They got the whole Hoiser team out there.
Hoiser.
The Hoisers.
The Hoosiers.
No, they're
My
the Hoisers.
God. My cousin Jerry, if he ever hears this, he's gonna probably break his laptop because he's a diehard Indiana Hoosiers fan.
Yeah, go Hoisers. Deacon McMahon, he's the man. But there you go. I mean, that's what it's going to be, right? And it's going to be like, I mean, they're going to buy
on to Tom. On to Tom with less nonsense.
The only thing that makes sense, Nick.
Got to be.
I was thinking Tony Khan as well for a little bit. Because the build of the person has been different.
Yes.
At first I was like, oh, it's Jack Perry. It's absolutely Jack Perry. I don't want it to be Jack Perry, but DDJ bringing up the glass and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jack Perry. I don't think it makes sense, but it wouldn't surprise me. Who I want it to be. I haven't spent any time thinking about this. I originally thought, since it was against Jay White and the Bullet Club Gold, but now it's transformed, I thought we were going to get actual Bullet Club members from Japan.
So maybe David Finlay.
Yeah. Or even former Bullet Club members like Tamatanga or something. I was thinking we were going to get that crossover because Jay White screwed over Tama and all that stuff. So I think I want that. I think I want it to be Tamatanga.
It's okay.
I also want it to be if I'm going to stick with New Japan right now. I want it to be Yano. It's not the right build, but
when in doubt, Yano.
I just want to see the devil mask come off and him pull a DVD out of his shirt and trying to sell a DVD. I think that would be just meaningful. If I was going to pick someone stateside of who I'd want it to be, because it's going to set up for a crazy feud with whatever MJF. I'm trying to think who I'd want to see go to town with MJF. Ray Phoenix.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting.
Because it makes no sense.
It's a solid top three.
But I think I like Ray Phoenix a lot, and I would love to see Ray Phoenix take the title off MJF. It'll never happen.
I just have 2 points to make. Something I thought of. Obvious, kind of suspect. Danhausen. Evil
man,
Danhausen.
That would be wild.
Be pretty wild. And I do like the idea of the different Bullet Club members. So I saw a meme was the only thing more disappointing than that devil being CM Punk is if it's David Finlay.
Honestly, David
Finlay and see the thing is because I guarantee you the AEW does have a lot of hardcore fans and that's who they cater to, but I guarantee you not a lot of people are gonna know who David Finlay is. So that's gonna get zero reaction. Except from the hardcore fan.
So we do have an announcement before we do that. I just have one more thing to touch on because Tom mentioned MJF. Is it just me or does it feel like they're pulling MJF stories in a bunch of different directions? He's got this whole devil thing. Then he's got this whole Ring of Honor title thing with Joe. Then he's got Wardlow chasing him. It feels like
Acclaimed story.
Yeah.
There's too much going on with MJF.
I don't think it's necessarily pulling too
unless
many
it's all coming together with this devil thing. Now it all makes sense.
I think what they're trying to establish, and I actually kind of like this because we haven't really seen this from anybody who's held that AEW championship. So we really haven't seen it with Jericho, Mox, Punk, Kenny Omega, where like multiple people are actually coming for this championship, and it's really kind of think they're trying to establish that hey, this is a serious belt, this is an important belt. So I actually kind of like that they're doing this.
But at the same time, it's like the Wardlow thing just comes out of left field, and like you could have waited on this almost. Like Wardlow, wait your turn. You came in too early.
What the thing with the Wardlow is if MJF were still a heel and Wardlow were still the Goldberg like baby face he was, like about a year ago or whatever, when he was like tearing through everybody, and then he had that match with MJF, which before MJF went on his sabbatical or whatever. I would like it more because to me that just makes more sense. But to me, I don't think I can't really say they just threw him in it, because when you think about it, Wardlow, he did beat him that time, but with all that stuff going on at the time, he didn't really get to steal a line from Cody Rhodes, finish that story.
Very true. So we'll see how that plays out. But speaking of playing, when I was a child, and as many of us were when we were younger, we played with Hasbros, and we beat them into the ground, and they're broken and they're dismembered. And a lot of us, like myself, are trying to rebuild our Hasbro collections. And so through doing that, I have found a gentleman who also endorsed. Tom found him.
I introduced you.
You did. You did. And also endorsed by the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. This man has helped me rebuild and exceed my Hasbro collection expectations. And so he goes by the name of Mabel Toys. You may have heard him on the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. He is going to be on this show next week, and he's going to reveal his Hasbro Black Friday special. Trust me, I blew my bank account out of the water with this sale last year. You don't want to miss it. It's a lot of fun. It's great if you're trying to add pieces to your collection for a good price with great quality figures that are 30 years old at this point. So Mabel Toys on the broadcast next week. Don't forget, next week on Saturday, Survivor Series, DDJ, tell them where to go.
Yeah, thanks once again, guys. Thank you so much for letting me come on here to promote this, because again, this is probably going to be our biggest show ever.
Except for when I came.
What's that?
Except for when I came on.
Oh yeah, you're in a league of your own. So
thank you.
It's gonna be great. We're Shooting Shit's gonna be doing a live remote, our very first, our second ever live broadcast, but our first time broadcasting remotely, in terms of like we're actually going to be out and about at we're going to be at Copeland's Bar and Grill in Manteno, Illinois, Survivor Series night. I'm going to be there. Silver Wolf's going to be there. The Hot One's going to be there. Joey K is going to be there virtually and stuff, but we're going to be live reacting to Survivor Series as it plays out and stuff. So any of the Survivor Series talk you heard us about, see us react, like were we right with our picks and who's going to be round out the men's teams and all that stuff. But more importantly, just come out and have some fun, fellow wrestling fans and stuff. We'd love to see you. We're going to be broadcasting live from Copeland's Bar and Grill. Come join us. If you can't join us, check the show out. We're probably going to be broadcasting live from our Facebook page. Going to talk to the guys and see if we're going to do it on our YouTube page as well, but definitely our Facebook page. And once we have details, we'll spread the word and stuff. But yeah, if you're in the area and if you're in the Chicagoland area and you can't make it to Survivor Series, or you don't want to spend the $250 to get 300 level tickets, do the next best thing. Drive an hour south on I-57 and come join us, the boys of Shooting Shit at Copeland's Bar and Grill.
That's right, baby. So, yes, go check that out. Of course, Full Gear is this Saturday. Let's see if we have any progress with the devil there. Survivor Series following week. Of course, Mabel Toys next week on this broadcast going into Black Friday. We've got new nerd merch coming out very soon that you should be excited for. So you can check out Shooting Shit on Pro Wrestling Tees. You can check us out on Pro Wrestling Tees. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, WNRDB. And of course, if you haven't already done so, although we have over 400 of you now, so it's pretty amazing, make sure if you haven't already done so, click the subscribe button down there underneath Tom. It'll wake him up. So click that subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video with your friends. And of course, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, Mr. Founding Father, Nick Carpenter, His Royal Says Highness, Mr. Tom Sasso, and of course, our best friend from Shooting Shit, Mr. DDJ Dennis Day Jr. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.